Yep, it's that time again. It's time to do another one of these story videos. This one's gonna be a little bit special. You see, I'd like to think I've lived a little bit, and no, it's not a story of how I was electrocuted in Mexico or almost arrested or bitten by an octopus. No, 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 no. This one's a little bit more closer to home, and to be honest, if you guys out there, younger viewers, anyone in between the ages of about, I'd say, high school to about 23, this is especially for you. So you can probably read by the title of the video that I kind of found myself in an interesting pyramid scheme, and I got out of it pretty quickly. But I'll tell you the story, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on it. So the best way of really describing what happened was, it was about a year ago, give or take, and I was looking for work, and I was trying to find something that I didn't have to do a lot of work on to actually make a little bit of extra scratch. And I didn't want to, work at Subway, been there, done that. Didn't want to work at a department store, been there, done that. Didn't want to work at a grocery store, been there, done that. So what's a young entrepreneur to do if he has no money? So I come across this ad on Craigslist, right? And the ad itself was advertising, I'm not going to put the company out there, but I don't want any possible repercussions coming back to me, but I will tell you one thing. They said, we pay you to sell knives, and even if you don't sell these knives, you still make money. I'm like, shit, that sounds really fucking good. So I end up calling, and I actually get a response pretty quickly, and I get a whole interview set up, which I'm really stoked and excited for. And they're like, make sure to wear something that is pretty formal. I'm like, oh shit, man, okay, this is getting kind of intense. Never gone into an interview where I actually have to really wear something formal. Usually just business casual. This time they wanted formal, so I go there. And it was pretty much just a series of questions saying, what are your ambitions? What do you want to do? What kind of person do you would say you are? What are you this? What are you that? And yada, yada, yada. And there was one other guy that they were interviewing in there as well. Nothing really looked out of the ordinary. It was just kind of a small office that was conjoined with what looked to be an apartment complex, but it was alright, so nothing really sketchy yet. So what ended up happening was they said, okay, so we'll give you a call back if we think that you're going to be good for the company. I said, okay. About 2 days later, I actually get a call back, and I'm super stoked. And they're saying, okay, now we want you to come down to our office to actually do some day training. And the training itself would last about 5 to 6 hours, and it was all paid, luckily. So I get back down to the office, and this bald dude, and I remember him very, very well because he was very good with his words. And I'm really glad that I'd already taken a couple of college courses before this because there's a very specific class that's going to come into effect when I was thinking about this. So he's going through it and he's telling us all about these knives, the benefits, yada, 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 yada. They were good knives to I'll tell them this, their knives were really, really good. Very expensive and sold in sets, but they were very good. So we were just there jotting down notes, and everything was fine. We did a couple of live demos, and we went over how we'd, conduct, how we go about, I guess when it came to actually going to somebody's house and selling, we would go about, like, the scripts that we'd have to use, because obviously there's a script to go with it. There has to be. But the funny thing is that they said one of the biggest selling points was there were no cold calls, okay? No cold calling. You would not have to cold call, which to anybody out there who does sell, cold calling sucks. Nobody wants to be called out of the blue to have shit sold to them. I wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want it. But here's the stipulation. You see, they didn't talk about this until you were really hyped up so you wouldn't think about it too much. There's no cold calling, but you are calling your friends and family. You gotta call somebody. I thought there'd be an already set up list of people that might have an interest in buying these knives and we could call them. That would be great. No, there isn't. The list is actually your friends list, your family, everybody that you know they want you to call. So on the first day, after everything was said and done, we're starting to get kind of the point, like maybe an hour and a half out. We know what we have to do, but then they're like, now we want you to start calling your family. We want you to write out at least 5 to 10 names of people that you can call. It's like, oh, I don't think my family's gonna, want to do this. They said, oh no, it's fine. They want to help you. They want to see you succeed. They want to make sure that you know that, well, they want to make sure that you can make some extra money. Of course they want to help you. And the entire time, they're making you feel good about yourself. They're kind of partying it up a little bit. The main guy, the bald dude, he's got this great energy, but it's still calling your family. So I ended up calling my cousin, and he sniffs the bullshit right away. He says, Chase, this sounds kind of like a pyramid scheme. I'm thinking about it a little bit. And it kind of clicked right then and there. I'm thinking, shit, it really does sound like a pyramid scheme. And the bald guy comes in, he's checking on how I'm doing. He's like, are you doing good? I'm like, he said, stick to the script. And I'm talking to my cousin. He's like, stick to the script. I'm like, shh. And I continue talking to him, and he's just badgering me the entire time I'm talking to my cousin. And my cousin's saying how he's gone through something similar like this when he was younger. But the guy's still just badgering me. Stick to the script. Don't deviate from the script. Blah, 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 blah. I end the call, and he's like, this might not be quite for you. I said, I don't know. I mean, this doesn't seem very right. And then I say the magic words. I said, my cousin told me something that really, stuck with me. This sounds like a pyramid scheme. And the bald guy's like, oh, man, he kind of exploded. His joyous and happy demeanor just went, and he just exploded. He's like, he used the word fucking. While we were still doing training, when he was talking to me, I fucking hate that people think this is a pyramid scheme. I don't get how people could think this is a effing pyramid scheme. Don't want to say too many bad words, and it's too late. I don't even monetize these videos anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter much. But, he just starts exploding, and I don't really know what to do, so he kind of cools down, goes off and talks to other people, and you hear this little button that says, yes! Because every time you get somebody, or get a appointment with somebody, they push the button that says yes. And you see, the cool thing is, well, not the cool thing, the way they marketed this is, nope, actually I'll tell you that afterwards. I gotta tell the rest of the story, and then I'll tell the weird bits afterwards. So I go home that night after the training is all said and done. I only ended up calling one person, and I just felt terrible. Like, I didn't feel right about calling people out of the blue trying to sell them something that they probably don't even have that much of an interest in. So, there was one more class that I had to go to, and it was the following day. And I'm a little, I'm really apprehensive about going, but I'm still willing to give it a little bit of a chance. And then there was the final straw. You see, I get in there, and, everybody's back in there. It's good to see everybody again. Bald dude comes back in. He said, okay, everybody, what we're going to start off doing today is we're going to start off where we left off yesterday. To those of you who did not get any answers, I want you to call those people again. And I want you to continue to follow up on calls that you made before. We want to keep that repetition going. I'm thinking, oh, fuck me, really? Really, after that, you want us to do more? They just want to keep selling more and more and more and more, and it's stupid. Anyway, and then he also said, and also we're going to be doing one-on-one interviews with me to you to see what you can do better on and how you're doing. And I'm thinking, oh shit, I don't want to talk to you one-on-one. That is the last thing I want to do. So, people start calling. He's like, Chase, start calling. I'm like, yeah. He takes somebody into one of the back rooms, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not doing this. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm fucking done. So, I didn't just want to up and leave, because that would look a little bad, and I didn't want anybody, nobody was going to stop me at the door, but they're definitely going to badger me a little bit. So, I ended up saying, hey, I'll be right back to the guy next to me. I gotta go to the bathroom, because I actually knew him. We worked together over at another place a little while ago, which was actually a lot of fun. He said, okay. I left my little folder that they gave me underneath the chair, and I grabbed my jacket, And I start walking out the door, and he says, Jace. I'm like, yeah? Why do you have your jacket? I'm like, I'm just going to the bathroom. Walked out the door, ran back to my car, and drove as quickly as I could home and never looked back. And want to know the ironic thing? Where I'm living right now is just down the road from where that was going on. You couldn't have planned it any better than... You honestly couldn't have planned it any better. Life is weird. Anyway, so now to go into the bits that kind of, I guess the educational bits. So, if there's one thing that I've learned about pyramid schemes, even kind of being sucked into one a little bit myself, it's a very cultish mentality. And this is where I can impart maybe a little bit of, I guess, education upon you. So, what they're going to do, if you'll know you're getting into a cult, if they give very little information upon, I guess very little information in general. They give a very broad scope, but they don't give you a lot of actual information. You also know if they love bomb you, and when you ask what love bombing is, they'll make you feel great. They'll make you feel a part of the team. They'll make you feel like you belong. And they're gonna get you to say yes. And if there's something that I've learned is that if somebody can get you to say yes, they can get you to say yes to eventually anything. Especially to young people. Young people are looking for ways to make quick money. This job was advertised as make $17 an hour, even if you don't sell. And the thing is that you work on your own schedule. How much better could it be? You make $17 an hour, you work on your own schedule, it's great. But here's the thing. You have to set up every single appointment. And even if you get that appointment set up, you don't even know if you're going to be there for a full hour or not. So if you don't end up selling, you might end up making less than $17 to sell a product that isn't even yours. And if you do end up selling it, great, you get a commission. But the commission goes up over time, so they weed out the people that end up realizing what it is. The big people on top are the ones who benefit from all the work that you do, and you have very little room to move up. Hence why it is called a pyramid scheme. It benefits those at top, while the little guys do all the work. That sounds like a regular job, but the thing is, with regular jobs, you know what you're getting yourself into. Pyramid schemes, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. They give very little information, they're going to constantly love bomb you, and they're going to try to keep you working as much as possible, even though you're working on your own time. So, to all of you guys out there, do be very careful. If you see something that sounds like it's too good to be true, it really probably is. There's always going to be a catch. Nothing in the world is for free. So, that is how I got a part of a pyramid scheme for 2 days, and why I'm never going to make that same mistake again. Next episode we're probably going to do, in fact I don't even know if I'm going to should even call these episodes, is probably going to be how to figure out if you're really being inducted into a cult, because I might as well use a little bit of the education that I learned in college to impart a little bit upon you. Anyways, everybody, thank you very much for watching. It's always a pleasure to see each and every one of you here. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you have any ideas for future videos. I do want to continue doing these things. I just can't come up with ideas sometimes on my own. Not lazy, just, I don't know what to call it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Pleasure to see all of you, and I'll see all of you, hopefully, in the next one.